Hello, 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 hello. I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who is 11 and has autism. We paint together working on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds, and then I paint the rest of our paintings. And so I am painting, if you can't guess, because you've probably watched one of my other ones, I'm gonna say flowers. I paint a lot of flowers. I've gone through different spurts where I paint other things, but flowers is kind of like my go-to recently. And so here we are painting some flowers. I just laugh because it's kind of funny to me. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know that a lot of times what I start out kind of painting and where and how I paint it ends up sometimes a lot different than what ends up on the canvas. So I just kind of sometimes put things randomly placed, and then eventually I get back to putting them in order, or not so much. I don't know. So we're just gonna kind of go through and put some stuff and then fill in the blanks. That's some nights I do it a little bit more. I don't even want to say systematically, because if you've watched them, you really know that that's probably not the truest of statements. But I probably have a little more of a attitude, design, thought process. I'm not sure. So that's what we're sticking with here. And a lot of times things get covered in the process. But again, that's okay because it just goes along with what we're doing here. So, I'm pretty sleepy tonight. I'm hoping that Owen sleeps. He's been sleeping better. I've been not sleeping any better. But he's sleeping better, so that's what's mostly important. It would help if I slept some, but it's good that he's sleeping. We get things on our mind, and we can't stop thinking about the stuff, and that's kind of where I'm at with everything. Owen has a hard time processing things, and I'm trying to figure out how to help him process more different. I'm not even sure, but that's kind of where I'm at. I want to help him through it all. So we have lots of advisors and lots of therapists and lots of people that are on this journey with us, and that helps. That helps a lot. But it's still a process. If you've watched before, you know that I generally paint flowers with kind of one brush. I like how the texture kind of goes with what I'm painting and adding to it as we go along. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. Just painting, seeing what happens, figuring it out as we go along. I feel like I'm on a mission to get this done tonight. I don't know. I do a weekly podcast, which will soon also be on YouTube. But I have to do it tonight before I go to sleep. I don't have to do it tonight, but I should finish it tonight before I go to sleep, because it has to be edited. I have a hard time with some words. And put out there for the download on Friday. So that's what I have to do. And I've been awake for a while, so I'm a little tired, but I'll get it done. I'll get it done. I like kind of interchanging. That doesn't sound right. Changing. I don't know. That's the word I got right now. The flowers, kind of trying to make them look like they like ones on top of each other, or kind of mixed in there. We'll see. But that's where I'm kind of looking at here. So, not quite sure where everything's going yet, but we'll get there. We will get there eventually. Especially when I'm tired, I'm kind of just mushing it all together. Sometimes my flowers are a little more abstract, and sometimes they're a little more, I don't want to say true to form, because that's probably, I always say my mom has the green thumb, not me. She, I can kind of fake it on here like it's working, but I can tell you for sure that that's, more about the flower than she can definitely do them. I feel like I have a frog in my throat. That's not helping the process either, I think. Sometimes I have to concentrate a little bit more when I'm doing the flowers. It just, like, I have to think about actually what I'm looking at or doing. So, we shall see, as they say. Trying to get where I'm not, I've been doing a lot of bouquet kind of style paintings, and I don't want to get myself stuck on that, even though I'm extremely stuck on that. I want to try to branch out from it a little bit so that I'm just not in that one frame of mind. So I think if I can keep myself like trying to make some other little designs, and even if I'm still doing flowers, so that's kind of what I'm challenging myself to do tonight, is go outside the box just a little bit here. And as I said, a lot of times I'll paint with the same paintbrush over and over and over and over and again, and that's a little bit where I'm at. But I like how the colors, and occasionally I like clear off the brush and kind of go from there. But I like all the colors it adds to it, and just to see what happens. Like that. I'm getting a lot of the pink and the green, which is not a problem, but we just kind of go back through and add a little different. So we shall see what happens. Some of my paints have been so thick, like this. Oh, that was going to get me in trouble. That's part of my problem, is I paint just way too thick sometimes, but I like to do that. And so I drop paint randomly when I shouldn't really be dropping paint. And so that's kind of what happened there. But I didn't throw it in the wrong spot, which was a good thing. So we just kind of mush it in there. That's the technical term. Mush. Mush, mush, mush. Mush. We had one of Owen's advisors over today, and he has a hard time when he's not expecting someone, or it's something different. He has a hard time processing when people are here at our house that aren't supposed to be here. It kind of throws him off when he thinks somebody's when somebody comes to our house, it's kind of like they're in our space, and he has certain things that he wants to be doing. And so when they come and my attention or his attention has to be focused, it's hard for him. And so that's kind of how it was today. But he did well, and he had a good time, and it was nice. And every time something like that happens, there's progress. Even when it is harder on him, I still see the progress. I still see him able to kind of move through it, and that's a good sign. So that's what we did today, and I'm glad that he's able to kind of get to that point where he can do other things. I'm trying to just kind of mush a little bit of stuff around. I don't want it to be too full, but I want a little extra here and there. Oh, see, I almost did it again. The pink is so thick, and here I am trying to stuff it all in. I have to go slower sometimes. And that was not happening right then. Oh, That's the way the ball bounces. And then I just need to... I got that, but I really wanted it over it instead of under it. Meaning this right here, like I wanted that on that side, but I need this on there. So we'll just fluff it out a little bit more. There we go. There we go. Now this right here is going to lose a lot of its color when it dries, and so I'm just going to kind of go back in and add some extra texture in a little bit of this area, just so it sticks out a little bit more once it dries. And I think I want to put just a couple little randomness, and then it will be about done. Another little...
This is
Alexa, stop. She was about to remind me. I sat here and I asked her, Alexa, if that's, now she's probably going to respond again, before I started recording, if there was any other announcements, and she did not tell me there was any more, because, you know, and, she was reminding me to do the podcast that I told you I had to do. So there you go. So I think I am about done. Just adding a little more texture. Yellow is always one of those things that kind of, as it dries, it goes away. And so that's what that was about to go do. I think I want one more little doodad right here. One more little doodad right there. Okay, so then I sign this O for Owen, and then L and B. And he is the foundation of why I started painting. So I always put him on there because it's very important to me that he is part of this journey. And I'm thankful that I get to paint with him. And it means a lot, you know? I think I need... See, this is what happens. I get myself... I want to put a little... like it's coming up. There. And then it just needs the... Like it's the extra something. All right. And if you've watched before, you see my extra paint. These are, I spread this out so that I can make paint blob jewelry. And this is my very thick paints tonight. The weather has been all over the map, and that my paints get a little like blobby. So we get this all spread out, and I'll do more of that. And then once it dries, I make little blobs, paint blobs, jewelry. There's rings and different things. So those will be on my website at one point, but that's my paint blob jewelry. So I thank you for being part of the journey with us, and you have a great rest of your day. Toodles!